All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy February 19th. Coming off the heels of yesterday, and I don't want to spend too much time here, but I'm coming off the heels of yesterday. Yesterday's energy was amazing. You guys are amazing. What we've been able to accomplish in 5 years is nothing short of remarkable. I will tell you this, and I'll say this until the end of my days. What we have built here at Fast Real Estate will echo through the halls of real estate for eternity, and I believe that with certainty and conviction. We have established and built one of the most iconic brands in the entire real estate industry, coast to coast, top to bottom. There is nothing like us. And we have paved the way for other people to say, you know what? I want to do it my way. I want to be able to be free to express. And so congratulations once again to each of you for what you've been able to contribute to this company and what you will contribute to this company in the future. So mad love and respect for everybody. I'm going to get right into the conversation for the moment, or for the morning. I'm going to go to Evangeline. Evangeline, I don't see you holding the baby, so I think that it's good for me to turn it over to you. Evangeline, you always have words of wisdom, and I want to tell you something. I don't know if you know this, but you came in and did a testimonial about Keep It Moving. And then that conversation was so rich and so robust that Patrick's like, hold on, let's just hit record again, and let's just have you do a longer version. So that video is going to be cut soon, and we'll make sure that you have that. We'll make sure that we give it some, some legs on social, but excited to see it because I actually haven't even seen the final cut. So I'm going to have you bring us out on the field on this beautiful Wednesday morning. So you know what to do. Let's go, Evangeline.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I don't have much today. I appreciate that. I guess just if you're here today, that's already a great start. I know we've talked about this before, but it's really something that's echoing in me is like again, your day one can start today. And any effort that you put into your business is moving the needle. Sometimes our 100% is not a 100% each day, and maybe throughout the week it's like you're giving 200%. And I know for me, postpartum yesterday I kind of gave like maybe 6%, right? But every day you put in some effort, it's pushing you forward. So give yourself some grace, but still find your own way to still get after it.
You know what, Evangeline? I'm not shocked. This is just how the universe works. I wrote something this morning that is in direct alignment to what you just said because I saw a video, and it was a Gary Vee video, and he said a consistent C player destroys the random A player every day of the week. And I've said this time and time again. I learned this in John Cheplack's living room 4 years ago. Your inconsistent perfect action will get smoked by the consistent imperfect action every single time, right? So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to wait for the exact time. What you have to do is just have to be consistent. And there's somebody out there right now that's consistent with maybe subpar videos, maybe a little shitty, but it's all right. They're still doing it. And they're smoking the person that's waiting for the perfect moment to post the perfect video, and they're getting smoked every single day. So Evangeline, really good stuff. It coincides perfectly with the messaging of this morning. Before I get rolling, I want to send a big thank you to Ashley, to Jeff, to Stephanie, and to Christina. They never ask for anything, right? They're here as contributors, and they're here to participate in coaching. Most lenders don't. Most lenders want to take the mic and tell you all about the things that they're going to do for you and pick me. They never do that. They always lead with value, and I just want to say thank you guys for your contributions yesterday. Thank you for being the sponsors of the year. And most importantly, thank you for the food, because that shit was fire. So, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you to the entire Money Store team for being our partners in business, but also our partners in life. You guys have contributed to this space. You've always added value. You never asked for anything, and it shows how selfless you guys are. So thank you guys for the tacos. If we can give them some love, some emojis, something on the screen, something in the chat, we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I'm going to get into this. We have some stuff prepared for you this morning, but I'm going to ask for a couple volunteers. Before you even see what I'm going to put on the screen, who is willing to be in the hot seat today? Now, remember what we're here for. This is Keep It Moving group coaching. This isn't the Keep It Moving fucking podcast that you listen to while you're just driving in the background. This asked for participation. This asks for uncomfortability. This asks for you guys to throw yourself into the fire to get better here so we can be better there for our consumer. So without even knowing, who's willing to get in the hot seat this morning? All right, cool. Kelly, you know where the emoji buttons are. Use the reaction button down below, because if I just get this, I might miss it. All right, so Evangeline, Lisa Torres, Eric Chris, Glenn, Kelly, down below. We're gonna teach you how to use this whole Zoom thing. Down below, Kelly.
Excuse me, listen here. It says disabled share, host disabled, attendee.
No, I'm not asking you to share anything. I'm asking,
wait. Okay,
hold
okay,
on, Kelly.
hold on. I know,
There's a
sorry.
reaction button
My
down
eyes.
below. Okay, as long as we're clear. There we go. I love this. I love this. So before we get rolling, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a hand clap, Heather, to get involved in this conversation. First and foremost, I love this. I wanted to share a video with you really quick. I'm not going to play it because that shit never conveys when we do this on video, because it's always a little bit choppy. Now, how many people know who La Russell is? Please raise your hand. This is a Bay Area staple. If you know who La Russell is, go ahead and raise your hand, give him some love. So I'm gonna put a recent reel, and this is him performing at the recent All-Star game, right? And he had somebody, I think, on violin, then he had like a keyboardist out there. Now, I remember seeing La Russell play about 4 years ago. It was my wife and I, it was Mel and her husband. We went and saw Russ at the Greek. And La Russell was really, really early in his journey, and he opened up for Russ. And he did an amazing job, but I didn't know who the guy was. And he kind of yelled, and I just didn't know, but I felt the energy. And then to see what he's been able to organically grow over the course of the last 4 years here in the Bay Area, doing most of his production and most of his marketing and hype on social media, he is a testament of what is possible. But he did all of the hard work, and he has been the person that is outworking and smoking the competition. So when you have a moment, watch that video, because I thought it was a really, really powerful presentation, or excuse me, what am I trying to say? It was a very powerful performance. So I want you guys to watch that, and I want to share this with you because it coincides perfectly with the messaging of today. And Glenn, I'm going to have you read this out loud to everybody on the screen today.
There
Glenn,
it is.
there it is.
If you want to look good in front of thousands, you have to outwork thousands in front of nobody.
All right, so let's go into that a little bit. Define that. When you read that, what does that say to you? Kind of tell me how that lands for you.
It really goes along, to me, what it says is that if you're not comfortable in front of yourself and being honest and true to yourself, then there's no way that you're going to have that breakthrough in front of others. So right, it's that practice, it's that rehearsal. If you're like, no, I just I'm good with improv, or I'm good with someone else, or once I'm in front of the client, it's on. That's bullshit, right? If you can't do it right here at home in front of yourself, then you're no good anywhere else.
Yeah, you know what, Glenn, I really appreciate that. I remember reading long time ago, Tony Robbins wrote, and I think it was Unleash the Power Within. He wrote, we are rewarded in public for what we practice hours and hours and hours in private, right? So what the consumer sees, what social media sees, what your audience in your stadium sees every single day is a culmination of all of the hard work, all the restless hours, all the reading, all the writing, all the rehearsing, all the practicing, all the scripts that you fumbled over. What people are seeing is they're seeing a culmination of all the things that you've worked on tirelessly behind the scenes. And if you don't have a good product that is consumer facing, or you don't have anything to spit on social media, then you need to do more work on yourself behind the scenes. So Glenn, I appreciate that. Since you were the first person to share, we're gonna get right into the hot seat. On Wednesdays, we talk about the market. Now we've changed this to just Bay Area marketing or market. We wanna do Northern California, and this is specific to wherever you are. I guess you can take this and say, wherever I'm at, this applies. So we're gonna put Glenn on the hot seat, and I'm just gonna go over to you. And this is an objection that you may hear from a consumer. Now they read, they think that they know information about the market, and things make them nervous because consumers are led by the media. And we've said this time and time again. So here is the dialogue with the consumer. The economy is making me kind of nervous. I'm not sure if it's a good time to buy or sell. How are you addressing this? How are you handling this? And what type of dialogue would you have with the consumers? We're going to go Glenn and we're going to go Aaron Crisp. You first, you two are going to answer this first. So Glenn, you're up.
Elias, I completely understand. This is one of the biggest investments that you're going to make in your life. And there's absolutely a reason to acknowledge those nerves. But what I can tell you is that we find strength and stability. And over the last 12 months, everyone kept saying, we've got an election coming up. I'm going to sit on the fence and wait till after the election. It's over. Everyone keeps saying interest rates are going to dip. Interest rates are going to soar. They've stayed the same over the last 12 months. So we've got that stability. So what I encourage you to do is trust in me. Let me help you with this journey. I can tell you that in the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 clients want to submit offers. And by the time we got to that house, they were already pending in less than 7 days. So that is a clear indicator to me that this market is really taking off. And I encourage you to not wait.
All right, let's give him some love, some light, some positive energy. I thought that was really, really positive. I want to get some thoughts and takeaways from some things that you might have heard from his dialogue, his cadence, and some things that you may use moving forward. And go to Liz Norton. Liz, what were some things that you heard in his flow, in his dialogue, and his confidence in his words?
Yeah, that's funny because I was just writing in the chat, but you were extremely confident in everything that you were saying. I really like that you said, hey, people, you didn't use the word excuse, but people were saying, I'm going to wait until after the election. I'm going to wait for interest rates. And you're kind of telling the story of like, people continue to say that they're going to wait, but then they never really move forward. And I really like that because I want to use that and say like, you're just going to keep using something as to why you're not buying. So like, let's like continue moving forward. So everything that you said, honestly, I was like, damn, Glenn, you got that shit.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Let's go to Toots. Toots, what were some things that you heard in his delivery, his cadence, his flow, some things that you liked, or even any polishing points? What'd you hear?
I mean, Liz pretty much said everything that I thought. So you did a really great job though, Glenn.
Thank you.
Glenn, what I hear from you is I just hear a level of confidence because a consumer needs to know that we got them, right? Whatever way that you want to articulate that, they need to understand that we got them. And how many of you know somebody that always makes an excuse of not moving forward? Oh, it's Trump. Oh, now I'm not going to buy anything not with Elon and his influence. No, I'm going to wait for the market to crash. And then their friends bought a house 2 years ago. Then they're sitting on $150,000 positive equity and they have leverage and opportunities for their family, but they're still waiting. And then in 6 months, there's going to be something else. I love this dialogue, Glenn, because there's no way for them to say, oh yeah, I'm right and you're wrong. I think that you did it in a very poetic way. And so really good stuff. Anything else that you would add to that, Glenn?
Just like one of the most important things to me was acknowledging the fact that this person is nervous, right? If we just go straight into the dialogue about don't be nervous, right? Or whatever it is. Yeah, I understand. There's reason to be nervous. I recognize this, but let's squash it. Let's get through this.
Yeah, you guys, there's a high level of empathy that's needed when dealing with consumers because of the emotional journey that they're on. For all of us, this is a transaction, it's a process, and I get it, there's an emotional attachment, but there's a process in how you take a seller or buyer through this entire journey. That's a process for you, right? For them, this is maybe the only time or maybe 2 times in their life, 3 times that they'll buy, but these moments are super monumental to them. And so they're feeling tons of emotions that we might not be. And so we have to address that and be empathetic. And so Glenn, I think you did a really good job at that and just your cadence, your flow, really good stuff. Aaron, Chris, I'm gonna go over to you. Same thing, and I'm gonna pull this back up just so you can see it one more time. The economy is making me kind of nervous. I'm just not sure if it's a good time to buy or sell. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take this from the sales side? You're going on a listing appointment and they're telling you, I don't know if it's a good time. The economy is worrying me.
Well, I would say I can appreciate that, Elias, and the information that we get from outside sources can be overwhelming, can lead to us having a reluctance in making a decision. And what I would encourage you to do is sit back and analyze your own economy. Don't worry about what the overall economic factors are. What's going on in your economic life? What's happening with you that's even driving you to the point where we're sitting down discussing whether or not you're going to sell your house? If it makes sense for you specifically economically, then I think that it's something worth pursuing. But don't allow your neighbors, your brother, your sister, the media to tell you what the economy is doing and how it should dictate what you're doing, because quite frankly, everybody in the market is doing their own thing, managing their own economies, and that's what we should primarily focus on. The media, that's for commercials, entertainment. Analyze your own situation and make a decision based on that and less on what you're hearing from outside sources.
You guys, so powerful, so powerful. And you said this, I mean, picture perfect. Analyze your own economy, right? And I always like to ask a consumer, who's the expert that's providing you the information about this local market? Well, we saw something like analyze your own economy. If it works for you, the timing is good, you have an impending event, your economy might be vastly different than the masses or what you are hearing. Aaron, that was absolutely incredible. Let's go around the room and hear some thoughts and some takeaways on that dialogue. Let's go over to, let me let Roger in. Let me go over to my second page over here because I got tons of faces. Dominique, what was one thing that you heard from Aaron Chris, his cadence, his delivery? Let's hear from you. I want to hear what you heard.
Aaron is always on point. I'm sorry if it's loud. Is it loud?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. Aaron is always on point. Like when he got on and we kind of built our relationship and moving forward with him being on EXP. He's a wonder. Like he knows this shit. Like this is what he does. And that's why I said he's been polished. So like when he comes, he delivers every time, whether it's on camera or off the screen.
Awesome, Dominique, good stuff. Appreciate your feedback. Let's go to Deanna Bartlett. Hi, Deanna, good to see you. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm well. What was one thing that you heard in Aaron's delivery? What were some things that you heard?
I think I really love how he delivered. He came in, and I think his approach at first was not, he brought all his confidence with him. So he came in kind of, I think it's important to understand where someone's coming from, let them know that you understand their point of view, and then back it with what you have to say. Like, for instance, him saying that, worry about his economy and what's going on in his life, because what's going on in his life, what's going on in his neighbor's life can be two totally different things, right?
Yeah.
And he could be at the point where he's ready to sell. He could be making a move to a totally different area.
Yeah, absolutely. There might be an impending event. The kids are going to college, somebody passed away, a divorce. We don't know. So I love this. Aaron, if you don't make this into a video, analyze your own economy, shut the noise out and analyze your own economy and let me elaborate of what that actually means. You're missing an opportunity because those 4 words right there were absolutely powerful. Powerful. Really, really good contributions, Diana. Anybody else have any thoughts or contributions on that dialogue? Going once, going twice. Aaron, is there anything that you would add?
No, I mean, I've been trying to focus primarily on that with people, and like you were saying, like we encounter this all the time. I'm waiting for the election. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting to see what happens with all Donald Trump's decisions. And so I've been stressing that, like I've been even trying to do it for myself, like not worried about what this person's doing or that person's doing or anything, just worry about what you're doing in your own space. And so if I can encourage my clients to do the same, it almost, when you talk to somebody about worrying about themselves and less about what they're hearing in the world, you almost see they do kind of calm down a little bit. And even if they know, okay, I'm not ready, at least they get a little clarity when you just simplify it a little bit. It's just about you. It's not about everybody else or about what you're hearing out there.
Man, really powerful. Great job, Glenn. Great job, Aaron. I wrote that down, analyze your own economy. I don't think I've ever heard it articulated that way. I thought that was really, really powerful. So great job to both of you guys. We're going to shift to the next question. Let me pull up my slides here. All right, we're going to continue cruising on. I have something else and I'll pick the person next. All right. All right, good. You're all going to hear this, and you're going to hear this from people that you meet at the grocery store. They think that purchasing a home, no matter what market you are in, that this is out of reach for them. Somebody, once again, is in their ear. So it's similar to the last one, but this is just going to drill down on, I don't think that I can afford to buy right now. And so Evangeline, I'm going to go over to you. I'm going to have you give us some dialogue and some thoughts on this objection or whatever we're going to call this. Let's go, Evangeline.
Yeah, for sure. So what makes you think you can't afford? Why do you think that?
I just feel the prices of homes are too high.
Okay. And have you spoke with a loan officer?
No, I did like a little mortgage calculator online to see what I could potentially qualify for.
Okay. Okay. Well, what I would say is when you go online to those mortgage calculators, they're just giving you generic answers. They're not looking at your whole financial situation holistically. So, what I would suggest is get in touch with a loan officer. I have one that I work with, and I can make that quick introduction. And from there, they're great at creating a financial plan with you. You may not be ready to buy right now. I don't know that, and you don't know that. So, get in touch with a loan officer, and these are the steps we're going to take. You'll get in touch with them. They're going to work with you on creating a financial plan. And for all you know, you may be ready to buy right now, or maybe you're ready to buy in 3 months' time. From there, we're going to create a plan in that 3 months, potentially time, to find what's best for you and what works for you. And you'll be surprised that you probably can afford to buy a home. So let's create a plan together.
Ooh, I absolutely love this. And stay with me on this. Well, I can't afford a mortgage right now. And just think, all right, and think for context here. I'm a renter, right? But I can't afford a mortgage. What do we say? Back to you, Evangeline.
That you're saying, what do I say to is that an objection, or are you just saying in general?
So I can't afford a mortgage, right? I can't afford to buy right now. I can't afford a mortgage, right? I want you just to stay on that portion of it. I can't afford a mortgage right now because there's an answer to this.
Right, but you're able to afford renting, which is paying someone else's mortgage instead of paying back into yourself. So you're paying off someone else's home, their bills, their generational wealth, instead of creating equity for yourself. So you may think that you can't afford a mortgage as you're paying rent. A mortgage, I'll be honest with you, may very well be a little bit more expensive on the front end, but then long-term wise, you're pouring back into yourself.
I love it. Well said. You're already paying a mortgage. You're already paying a mortgage, right? And that mortgage, if you're paying $2,500 a month on an average, which is low rent, all that money, you're already paying somebody's mortgage. So Evangeline, I thought that was ideal. Great words, great flow, great scripting. I want to hear from you guys. What were some things that you heard? Ashley, let's hear from you. I want to hear your contributions and thoughts. And then Vicky, let's go over to you. Contributions and thoughts on Evangeline's dialogue. Let's go, Ash.
Evangeline's just so well spoken. You just want to listen, like, oh, okay, let's make a plan. And you're right, you're already paying someone else's mortgage. And then to Christina's point, we have scenario builders. We can show them like, okay, you're paying $2,700. I just did a reel. If you check my Instagram yesterday, you're paying $2,700 a month. Your mortgage will be $3,900 on a $600,000 house. But if we fast forward 5, 10, 15 years, you're paying like over $500,000 for someone else's retirement fund. Are you willing to do that? And they can raise your rent up to 5% every single year. So Evangeline hit it right on the head. Great job. And if I was the client, I would listen.
Yeah, for sure. There was 2 words that you said here that really stood out: the financial plan. Let's develop your financial plan and let's see what is possible for you. And for context here, I was just running the numbers. If I'm paying rent of a $3,500 monthly rent, which is still relatively low, and I did that for the next 15 years, and we all know renters that have been renting for a long time, that's $630,000. $630,000 that I've spent on someone else's. And let's just say that that was only 5 years. Well, that's still over $200,000 that I've spent to support somebody else's wealth. It's ridiculous. And so being the person that's going to help them develop a plan, and maybe that plan needs a little bit of help they need a little bit of help with their credit. Well, we know credit specialists in our environment that can help them create a pathway for them to stop spending all that rent. So Evangeline, really, really good stuff. Vicky, let's hear from you. Thoughts, contributions, and insights on the conversation thus far.
So my thoughts on Evangeline's response, as well as, quite frankly, Aaron and Glenn's as well, is I think one of our roles and our jobs is to take a very emotional thing and turn it into fact-based and logic, addressing the emotions, right? So what I hear everybody doing is we're trying to get everybody out of that emotional headspace and bring them back and ground them in facts and logic. And I think that's one of the most important things we can do, is just give them a path forward. And I think when they have these objections, it's really that cry for help, that emotional cry for help. I don't know how to do this and I need your help.
Totally, totally. At the end of the day, we have to find out, where are they getting this information, wherever they're getting it from, friends, family, Uncle Charlie, CNN. And then let me share with you the reality, Christine, of what's actually happening in the real estate market here locally. Right? So what you're doing, you're saying, okay, that's all good information, but let me actually share the reality with you, because I know the statistics, I know the math, I know the conditions, and I know the patterns. Let me share with you the reality of what's actually happening in the marketplace. So Vicky, really, really good stuff. Patrick, I don't want to miss you. Did you have your hand up for a brief moment? Was that to be on the hot seat, or was that a contribution on the conversation? I want to make sure I don't miss you.
Oh, no, thank you. That was to be in the hot seat, but I was way too late. I was eating tired.
All right, well then throw that shit back up. You're gonna be on the hot seat. So I'm gonna go back into this here. All right, so let's continue cruising on, you guys. I saw you, I'm not gonna forget. All right, now this is more along the lines of the data, and let me move my stuff up here. How have the median home prices in your current market changed over the past year? And what are the current figures for key counties? Meaning that I am looking for homes in the Alameda County area or Contra Costa, and I want to look in Walnut Creek, I want to look in Concord. Like, pick an area that you should probably know if you've been showing houses, if you've been touring, or if you've been previewing homes just because you don't have anything in production yet. At some level, you should understand what is going on. So how have the median home prices in your current market, you choose your market, I'm not giving you the market, change over the past year? And what are the current figures for key counties? I want to hear from you guys. This shows me that if a consumer says, I'm thinking about purchasing a home in Concord, but I'm a little fearful of that investment. Wonderful. I'm so glad that you asked that. Here's what we have seen over the past year, and here's what the competition looks like, and here's what the market is saying based on recent sales. So I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to go to Patrick, because Patrick, I know you know your shit. I know you know your math. I know you've done your homework. So I'm going to go to you on this one. Walk us through this. How have the median prices in your current market changed over the past year, and what are the current figures for key counties? You choose, you put the counties in, and let's roll.
Oh my God, Elias, you know what? It's an exciting time to buy because, last year we actually experienced a 2% decline on the San Francisco market when it comes to the single family homes, but we're still experiencing 30% discount on the condos that we're seeing right now. So great time for investments. If you're people are coming back to the offices in 2025, so Salesforce, ABC companies, everyone's gonna be coming back in, so vacancies are gonna be, dwindling down. Good for us, appreciation's value and appreciation wise. When it comes to the San Mateo market, my other focus, it's a very good market, very steady, still 4% appreciation year by year. It's great for families looking to stay, in the next to the beach, but not in the San Francisco area where people are kind of turned off right now. Regardless, all that said, it's exciting because we have opportunities to negotiate. We have days of properties listed that's over 30 days in the market where we have leverage to negotiate for credits, which we can't do that. I know interest rates are high right now, but going back to what I said about days in the market, we can negotiate for 2-to-1 buy downs, lowering your rates for the next 2 years and putting your shoes in that, in the market. But all that said, great time to buy, Elias. All
right, good, Patrick. I love this. So let me ask you, what is the average price point in the San Mateo market right now?
Yeah, 1.1 right now in San Mateo. It depends, right? Where you are, but the median is 1.1 still, 1.2. So great.
All right, guys. So I'm a consumer, and what did Patrick say that the average annual appreciation is in San Mateo? What did he say? He said a number. Do you guys remember what that was?
4%.
4%. Okay, so if I'm a consumer and I'm thinking about, conditions, how the market's doing, he shared some data with me. If I take that 1.1 million times 4.4% year over year, what is that average appreciation total in dollar amount? Somebody answer that. That's an easy one. So you take 1.1 million times 4% annual appreciation gives you a dollar amount of what appreciation on an average? Can somebody do the math for me? Or take themselves off of mute?
44,000.
44,000. 44,000. Thank you guys that put that in the chat. What other investment can you make other than real estate that's going to give you that type of return in 1 year? I'll wait. So
You'll
being
be
able
waiting a long time.
Say again, Glenn?
You'll be waiting a long time.
Yeah, right. Stocks, bonds, annuities, putting it in the money market. Yeah, you can play that game, but you're going to be waiting some time and you might lose everything. So Patrick, I absolutely love that. And listen, that's conservative. There are some markets right now, when you look around the Bay Area, wherever you serve, San Diego, coast to coast, I don't care where you are on this call, there's some markets that are way higher than 4%. So Patrick, well said, well done. I love that. Let's go over to Jamie. Jamie, any thoughts, contributions on what Patrick just delivered?
That was great contributions. It's good to have those numbers on top of your head. So that shows that he is really studying his market and knowing his stuff, because you can't underestimate what a client is going to ask you, and you should be ready, have it in your arsenal, ready to fire when they get ready to ask you those questions, or just already have it available for them at that time when you go into a listing presentation or talking with a buyer, already have that stuff ready for them. I think that was great content.
Yeah, and you got to think, if I'm going to go show homes in whatever market I'm in, I am doing my homework. I'm running the comps. I'm looking at the average 3 days or 3-bedroom, 2-bath, average days on the market, annual appreciation. I'm looking at condos. I'm looking at single family residences. I'm getting all that data prepared. So when they hit me with some factual questions, I got some answers for them. And I'm not just saying, let me get back to you. Now, some things I'm going to have to get back to you because I'm going to have to talk to the inspectors, contractors, whatever it is. But when it comes to raw data, I know my shit. I know my shit. And because you plan, you prep, you prepared, and you researched ahead of time. So Jamie, good observation. I absolutely love it. Really good stuff. Lisa Torres, we're going to go over to you. I'm going to continue the conversation on, and let's see what I have up next here. Okay, cool. So Lisa, once again, this is more about the data. What percentage of homes in your market, and let's just pick your exclusive market of Sacramento that you serve, what percentage of homes in your market are selling above their listing price, and what does that indicate about the market's competitiveness right now? So you take a market, Natomas, Demian, can you mute yourself?
My bad.
So Lisa, take it away. You do your thing, and let's hear it.
Okay. Oh, I'm off mute. So average or list price to sales price is approximately 98, 99%. It has gone down slightly this year from last year. So that just means that there is more room for negotiations when it comes to credits for closing cost credits or credits for repairs. So right now, I've been telling people it's a great time, especially for first-time home buyers. In 2020, it was so competitive that their first-time home buyers were almost pushed out of the market completely.
Yeah.
So take advantage of the market. There's always opportunities in every single market. It just depends on how you strategically align yourself. So let's sit down, have a consultation, and see if we can get you into a home in 2025.
Beautiful, Lisa. I absolutely love this. Now, let me ask you from a competitive standpoint. I was talking to my friend. They purchased a house in Natomas, and it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It wasn't too expensive. It was right around $700. But they said there was multiple offers. Is that something that we're going to have to go against? I know you said that the list price to sales price is a little bit lower, but is that at all in all cases? Are we going to have to compete against other offers? And what does that mean?
So it is going to depend literally house by house. I am taking my buyers out right now, and it is the home that is completely renovated, well priced. Those are the homes that are getting 10, 15, 20 offers right now. So If you want to not have so much competition, we're going to have to look at the homes that may need some cosmetic repairs. Now, I don't want to get you into a severe fixer if that is not within your budget and means, but a cosmetic fixer may be the perfect solution where people are overlooking the homes with bad flooring and, you know, need some touch-up paint and some new fixtures. That is your ideal home. That was the kind of home I went for when I purchased my first home, and it was the best thing ever. So let's get you into a home.
I love this. Well said. Well said. Really good job, Lisa. I absolutely love this. Case by case. It's a microclimate. It all depends on the house, area, conditions, all those things. And you're going to do your research and find that out. So really good stuff. Let's go to Cody. Cody, my man, I'm Elias. Welcome to Keep It Moving Group Coaching. Cody, what was one takeaway, thought, or contribution on what Lisa just shared?
Just really, what's kind of the same feedback from all the responses today is the personalization is bringing it down to the micro level for that person, because of the information that people are getting. It's like you said, it's from CNN's, from Uncle Bob or whatever. Just bringing it back to that person and really trying to figure out what's going on with that person and if this is right for them. You know, we need more information. So really just being curious. So that's my feedback on there.
I love it, Cody. And how did we meet? How did you find out about Keep It Moving?
I follow you on Instagram.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
well, awesome, brother. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for tapping in. I really appreciate it. All right, Kelly, I'm going to go over to you. Kelly Hilker, same thing for you. I'm pull this back up. What percentage of homes in your market are selling above their listing price, and what does that indicate about the market's competitiveness? Take it away, Kelly.
All right, so in Contra Costa County, we are actually seeing about 50% going over asking price. And in this last 12 months, we've seen a 0.7 increase in home values. In the Antioch area specifically, we are seeing a 0.4 increase in home values, and also 60% going over asking price. So what does that mean for you? Basically, things are going, there's lower inventory. So therefore, there's a little bit of a competition here, but that's where I come in. I'm going to be here to help you select that home that we can have a little bit more leverage in, to get a better sale price, as well as maybe negotiate some credits from the seller. It still is, there still is a lot of potential for negotiations, and that's my specialty. So what kind of questions do you have on the market right now that I could answer for you?
No, I'm good. But here's what I love about this is that you shared, what's going on with the market, and then you said, but here's where I come in. And what I come in as is I come in as the great emancipator of the dream. I come in as the person that's going to help you navigate the competition. Now, I'll be the first person to tell you that if your strategy on that particular home is too low based on what the market's doing, we make decisions when we write offers based on what market conditions are doing around us, not on how we feel. And so I love that you said, enter Kelly. And this is when you enter my expertise and my specialty and my negotiation skills. So Kelly, thought it was well said. On to, let's go over to you. What were some things that you heard? And Kelly, really good stuff. On to, let's hear your thoughts and contributions on the conversation.
I mean, like you said, Elias, she really gave them all the information, but then also tell her people or her buyer that she comes in with, guns and ready to fight for them. And so I think that's really great. I love that you said all of that.
Good stuff, on to. I appreciate you. Stephanie, let's go over to you. Thoughts, contributions, and insight on her dialogue.
I love that you came with actual stats. I think people are so quick to just take their, auntie, uncle's advice. They bought a house one time 20 years ago and they think they're experts. So when you come with, hey, 50% of the homes in Contra Costa are going over asking price, you're like, whoa, wait a minute, what? So even in this higher rate environment, homes are still going over asking price, and then being able to share that data. Like, data is everything. So every time we speak with a client, we have somebody on the fence, we're showing them appreciation reports, etc. So that way we can show them how much money they could possibly make, right? Actual data, because that just resonates with them. That changes their mindset. what they hear on the media is one thing, but actual data is something else. So being able to be the person who lays the facts out, like that's crucial. So that was really good, Kelly, coming with the actual stats.
Yeah, really good stuff, Kelly. I love that you did your homework. You knew where to take the conversation. You hit us with some raw data. Really, really good stuff. Let's continue cruising on, you guys. I got a couple more on here. All right, cool. Oh, this is a great one. God, this is a great one. I think I'm going to sell my home by myself so I don't have to pay the commission to an agent. Ooh, you guys should be fucking licking your chops on this one. All right. I think I'm going to just sell my home myself so I don't have to pay a commission to an agent. Now, for the people that have already gone, keep your hands down because I saw you guys smiling on this one. Who wants to take this one? Who wants to take this one? I need somebody to just throw themselves in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. We practice here, so we're better for our consumers. I don't want to use an agent because I don't want to pay a commission. I love this. All right, Cody, I saw your hand up. Let's go to you. Then Macintosh, we'll go to you second. So Cody, let's hit it.
Yeah, I hear you that you don't want to pay, sell your house by yourself and don't want to pay a commission. I'm curious what you know about putting in offers on the houses that you're looking at.
No, I don't want to use an agent. Is it for seller or buyer? Hold on, let me make sure. No, this is for a listing. So let's just, yeah, for the context of you're representing the seller.
Yeah. So I hear that you don't want to use an agent to sell your house. I get that. I'm curious what you know about pricing your home competitively so that it sells in this competitive market.
I mean, not much. I'm sure it's easy to figure out. I could just go on Zillow or something and get one of those estimates.
Yeah. Do you know how Zillow prices their homes?
No, but aren't they right all the time?
Well, they're really priced off of like the HGTV, quality style house. I mean, is that the condition that your house is in right now?
No.
Yeah. So if I were you, I would want to position your house and sell it or price it so that it's priced competitively and gets the most possible, net to you after the sale. Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Well, of course. But I think I could just put an ad out there and I'll get probably calls and then, I'll show it to people.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm glad you mentioned putting an ad out there. The way that we market houses, it's not just to the people that you'd be putting, advertising on Facebook or something like that. We have, a whole system and process in place where you're able to advertise your home, get in front of the most eyeballs possible to get you the best possible offer for your house.
Okay, good. Cody, well said, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to go to all three and then we'll do takeaways. Christina, let's hear it. And sorry, Michael, I'll come to you next. Christina, let's hear it. And,
okay, there's my mute button.
Let's congratulate Christina. She took her first listing in Hercules. And are we officially in contract this morning?
We're waiting for my seller to sign right now. They're on a different time. They're 3 hours ahead of us. So hopefully very soon.
Had multiple offers, and so she is in the thick of her listing right now. So I think you have probably some really good contributions. So I just want to sell it myself. We're not going to use an agent because I want to save myself the commission. Let's go.
Yes. Well, do you know all of the contracts and rules and ordinances of the city that you live in right now?
No.
And did you know that if you don't price your house properly, it could sit on the market for much longer? Or is this something that you want to sell in a long period of time, or would you like this to be quick and get your money closed quick?
Ideally, quickly.
So the difference between selling it yourself and working with an agent like myself is that I'm going to come in, I'm going to make sure that you're protected. I'm going to make sure that you have all the correct contracts and ordinances followed so that when you have a buyer coming through, you're going to be ready, and that we're going to price it correctly so that we can get as many eyes on your property as possible, which entails going to lean into you getting more offers and having more opportunity for capitalizing on your home. And not only that, when you sell it yourself, you're only going to have your iPhone pictures. And so it's not going to look the way that you would want it to show. I know how much you probably love this home. You've lived here for so many years, and you want people to get that same feeling when they're walking through your home. So check out this video, look at all the marketing that I'm going to provide for you as an agent. And I would really like you to consider the difference between you listing it yourself versus working with an agent. I also am in a team that has a robust number of agents that work all over the area, have lots of clients. So I'm confident that we can get you a really great price for your home.
Wow. Wow. Really, really good stuff, Christina, because what is the cost of someone having to go through a painful litigation process because they didn't disclose something because they were a for sale by owner? Right? What is the cost of that?
And they don't know that. Like, they don't know what they don't know. And, you know, for mine specifically, the sewer lateral, you can't sell unless that is settled up. So my seller was actually initially saying that too, because she's done some for sale by owner. Very, very smart lady. And so she was like, well, we're going to do it ourselves. And once me and Roxanne got with her, they completely changed their mind. They were considering that, and they even had put it up on Zillow with like phone pictures, and we were like, take this down immediately. This is not good. And yeah, I mean, within 8 days, we got multiple offers. So it's just the power of working with someone, aligning with someone. Everybody that came in the home on my open house was like, this home is so beautiful. We love the layout. And it was the staging, you know, and once my client was open to hearing about the staging and how that helps, it was just like, it opened their mind to something totally different. So.
Wow. Well said. Really, really good contribution. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Christina. And I saw your hand go up, Heather. I'm going to come right back to you. Let's go, Michael McIntosh. Same thing to you, my man. Christina, congrats on being very, very close to getting in contract. Let's go, Michael.
Hey, Elias, I see you're selling your home for sale by owner.
Yep.
I know you're probably getting a lot of calls right now, agents and such trying to take the listing from you.
Yep.
I want you to know that I have full confidence that you have the ability to sell your home on your own.
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate the call.
I want to make sure that you are in the best position to get the best results from that. What was your initial goal when you put the house on the market?
I just want to be able to sell it for $750.
So you have one direct number in your head?
Yeah.
Okay. That seems like a reasonable number for the area and the home that you have.
Yep.
Are you getting any traffic right now?
No, not really.
Okay. Something that you should be aware of that will affect your bottom dollar, what you put in your pocket, is days on market.
Okay.
Like I said, I believe in your ability to sell your home on your own. The difference that I can make for you would be getting more eyes on your property. I have a network, not saying I have a direct buyer for your property. I work with a lot of agents in the area that are looking for a home exactly like yours. If you reach a point where you'd like to get more eyes on your property, I'd love to help you with that. And if there's anything else that I can help you with, I want to make sure you know that I am a resource that is here for you.
Yeah, and I love this, Michael. Here's what I would do at this juncture. You've done something really well here, is that you have said to the consumer that you're not wrong. There's probably a world that you live in right now that you probably can sell it on your own. But here's what I want to do. I want to compare your current marketing plan and exposure plan to our current marketing and exposure plan. And listen, if yours is better, then cool, then continue doing what you're doing. But I want you to compare it. And if you see the value of what we can do from exposure and getting that 750 and potentially more, because of why? More people, more eyes, more traffic creates more what? Competition. You're absolutely right, Mr. Seller. So all I want you to do is compare and contrast. And I want you to see what is the better route for you to give you that dollar amount, if not significantly more, because there's so much competition on the home. That's what I could do for you differently. I'm available to come by today at either 3 or tomorrow at 4. What works best for you to meet it for me to drop by? And I would close for the fucking appointment, bro. But I think I didn't hear, I've heard it, but I haven't heard it said this way, that you're probably capable and able to sell that property on your own. Instead of telling them they're wrong and why would you do that, you made me feel like, all right, I could probably do this. Do I want to? Am I going to have the mass exposure, the marketing? No. So I think you did that very, very poetically. So really, really good stuff. Let's go over to Heather. And Heather, you're going to be the last contribution of this call. So Heather, let's go.
All right. I wasn't going to give you my whole spiel. It would be a lot of reiterating of what everybody already said as far as what we have to offer with marketing power. You know, putting your home and putting a yard in your sign is not enough. You know, we have our whole database and we have an entire, sorry, as soon as I get in front of the camera, I totally. But one of the things I wanted to touch on that not sure that they did, but that selling a home is like a full-time job. And do you have the time to like manage showings, vet buyers, coordinate inspections, do the paperwork, all while handling your day-to-day life? That's one thing with the realtor is that we streamline the process so they can focus on their next move without a hassle. You can concentrate on packing. You can do what you need to do. In addition to negotiating to the legal protection and the paperwork and everything else that we provide. So that was just one thing I wanted to add to it. Was the time and the stress of selling a home and everything that goes into it. It's not just putting a sign in your yard and someone's like, I have the money, let's go. It's just not. But like I said, I do have an entire spiel, but that was what I wanted to add.
Even if that's the entire spiel, I mean, I think that we all resonate with that because we have the system, we have the process, we have the people, we have the exposure, we have all those things. A for sale by owner doesn't have any of those things. They're thinking that they're going to cut corners and save themselves $30,000, but they're taking on a fucking $30,000 headache. And they're putting themselves in a potential to go through a painful litigation process because they didn't disclose something. And then the buyer's coming back a year later and saying they never disclosed this. And it wasn't on the SPQ and it wasn't on the TDS. And guess what? That shit's going to hold up in court because the seller did not disclose that.
Yeah, one small mistake and you're talking about lawsuit, costly divorce.
Totally. Listen, and Heather, for being nervous, being on camera, you did a very, very good job. Thank you for speaking up on your first Keep It Moving group coaching. So Heather, Michael McIntosh, Christina Macias, and Cody, really, really great contributions. You guys, thank you. We're going to wrap there. You guys, thank you for participating at a very, very high level. Thank you for coming once again to Keep It Moving group coaching. I'm just going to get a couple takeaways. Diana, thanks for being here. I think we know each other from Fast Forward Movement, right?
We do. I'm in New Jersey though, so it's interesting to hear all this California stuff, but New Jersey by me is even crazier. I didn't think it was, but it's even crazier than California right now.
Cool. And we didn't even talk about some of the craziest markets, but Diana, I'm sure you've attended masterminds and Keep It or coaching sessions. What was one thought of our community here today?
I just love hearing different people's perspectives. And sometimes it's always better to be prepared. And when you're getting on the phone with somebody, you're never sure what they're going to ask. But I think the more prepared you can be, the more practice you get doing scripts, just hearing other people's input. Or like, I forget what his name was before when he was saying, analyze your own economy. You can always pick up on little tidbits. And then as you incorporate them in your conversations on a day-to-day basis, it just makes you sound more knowledgeable. It makes you sound like you're more of a better resource for somebody to be using.
Yeah, totally. Really good stuff. It's great to have you here. Thanks for being on.
Thank you so much.
My love is vast for the East Coast, New Jersey, New York, and all my people out there. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Not for a lot of people, but thank you for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. Let's go back to Jamie Thomas. Jamie Thomas, one key thought from the group participation today.
We can all use it. Everything everyone said today, just take bits and pieces of it and put it into your buyer's consultation and your listing consultation, and it would all work. I remember just one quick thing when I was representing a buyer, put in a lot of offers, and she went for the shiniest, the prettiest house. And I said to her, let's not go for the popular guy on the football team. Let's go for that guy that's sitting over there in that corner that's tucked away, that little geek. He might have something to offer you. And she went for that house and got it, and she loves it. She fixed it up, and now it's shining like that other house that went for $200,000 over asking price.
Yeah, that's right. Where are some of those football jocks at now? Go for the geek, go for the nerd. I absolutely love that. Really, really good stuff, you guys. So remember how we open up this session. A consistency player destroys the random A player every day of the week. I'm never going to ask any of you to be perfect. What I'm going to ask you guys to be is to be imperfect, but to be consistent. Consistent with your phone calls, the way you show up on social media, with all of your activities, with your behaviors, consistent in the gym, right? And it doesn't have to be perfect versus you trying to wait for the perfect moment and then it's once in a while. once in a while is not how you run this business. This is a daily commitment, and it never has to be perfect. Keep it moving is not fucking perfect, but I'll tell you what, this shit is consistent. And you guys are consistent. You show up all the time. So let's close out. We have one more hand up. Heather, thoughts, contributions? Did you have a takeaway?
Actually, did I not take my hand down? But I loved it. I loved hearing everybody's, it's great. And I think it was Aaron, was it, that was with the analyze your own economy? I had put, everybody's different and everybody is specific as to why they're in a real estate transaction, why they're buying, why they're selling. I think it's great, making it very client focused. I just loved everything today. So it was good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you guys, thank you. If you are a guest here and you want to know more about being an exclusive member to keep it moving all the time, feel free to send me a DM or reach out to me. Reach out to me on Instagram. It's the best way. But you guys, thank you for being here. It is always an honor. It is always a privilege. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and go out there and crush your day. Peace.